Next up, we got American foods that are banned in other countries. Now, shout out to Weird History Food. I didn't even know American foods were banned in other countries. I didn't even know that. I'm thinking American foods is, healthy, to say the least, at least a little bit, right? It can't be that bad where it's getting banned in another. It's getting banned. You know how bad something gotta be for it to get banned? You can't even eat it. What? Imagine going to jail because you're gonna eat food. That's how bad it is. So, me as a dumb American, I'm trying to learn more about European, more about geography, more about history in general. So that's the whole reason why I started this channel. So y'all have to be very, what's the word? I had a brain fart. Dumb American. You have to be very patient with me, okay? So hey, hit like button, that sub button.
Most Americans want to believe that the United States is the gold standard of clean food. But that belief may not hold up to scrutiny. From unsanitary practices in mass production to the addition of dangerous chemicals, countries have good reason to give the side eye to imported foods claiming to be USDA approved. That's right. This week we're talking about American foods that have been banned by other countries.
That's bad.
But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. Then leave a comment and tell us what other world food facts you would like to know more about. Now let's see how wrong the rest of the world really is.
Skittles? What?
Since the dawn of Skittles, there have been rumors about the dangers of eating them. Every one of us heard at least one classmate claim that the red ones make you sterile, and the yellow ones, they give you cancer. Turns out, it might be worse than that. First of all, your classmate wasn't wrong. The dyes known as Yellow 5 and Yellow 6 have been linked to hives and hyperactivity in children. Sweden and Norway have banned the candies out of concern. The European Union will most likely be banning Skittles at the end of the year, having already swapped out some of the dye for more natural flavor.
Okay, so they're not entirely banned in the European Union, but they're already being banned. So, yeah, okay.
This is because of something called titanium dioxide, which can be found making the colors pop across the rainbow. Research linked titanium dioxide to damaged DNA, which can lead to cancer. While Europe may be ahead of the Skittles awareness curve, America is quickly catching up. In May of 2021, the Environmental Working Group asked the FDA to categorize titanium dioxide as toxic. And yes, before you ask, right now the FDA says it's okay to consume some of that chemical compound. You can taste the rainbow, but just in moderation. California is home to an ongoing lawsuit against Mars Inc., the parent company of Skittles. The lawsuit claims Skittles are not only toxic, but are unfit for human consumption.
What the? Unfit for human consumption? What? Bro, what? Do you know how bad something gotta be for unfit for human consumption? Bro, do you know how bad something has to be for you to put that in a sentence? We're not talking about eating, dye or eating bugs off the ground or other humans. No, we're talking about Skittles. That's a normal candy in America. Okay? I haven't had Skittles in a long time. I don't eat candy like that. But Skittles are good. As a kid, you wanted some Skittles. They might hurt your teeth, though, because they're kind of hard. And you got to, chew hard. So it's kind of bad. It's real bad for your teeth because it's candy, But here we go again. America don't care about your teeth, okay? You think America care about your teeth? They want you to eat the bad food, right? Get you addicted to the bad food, right? Now you addicted to Skittles. You eating Skittles. Now your teeth, you get a cavity. Oh, how do you get rid of a cavity? You go to the dentist. Now you paying the dentist. You know, and the cycle keeps going on and on. It's all for money, bro. It's all for money. Skittles unfit for human consumption? What?
So maybe for now, play it safe. Just go
Bro,
have some
nah.
Swedish fish instead.
Swedish fish, okay.
Oh, maybe for now, play it safe. Just go have some Swedish fish instead.
Bread? Wait, what? Bread is... No, that's cap.
Ever looked at a piece of crusty French baguette, be it in cartoon or in real life, but let's be honest, it was probably in the hands of Pepe Le Pew, and think, I can't make a sandwich with that? As great as we talk about the invention of sliced bread, a lot of European countries have actually banned much of what you'd find on America's wide grocer shelves. That's because we make a lot of our bread not just with grain, but with a variety snap packs worth of additives, like azodicarbonamide, for example, which helps bleach flour and strengthen dough. Fun fact about azodicarbonamide, it's also used in a spectrum of industrial products, including yoga mats. Downward.
We're eating yoga mats? You mean to tell me we are eating yoga mats? No wonder why our shit unfit for human consumption. No wonder.
For dogs. The European Union is really against the idea of its citizens eating yoga mat material and has banned their use in food products.
Yo, no, actually, no, I think about it. Let me see this real time. This is the first time I've seen... This is the first time I've seen, like, the bread
European
get cut.
Union is really against the idea of its citizens eating yoga mat material and has banned...
So, that's why, like, the first slice of bread be a different shape and you never want to eat it. Because the loaf is, like, made like that.
their use in food products.
Okay.
Pork, the other white meat, is a staple of American meats along with chicken, fish, and beef. From bacon to ham, hot dogs to pork chops. American meat eaters consume about 67 pounds of pig per person every year.
I don't eat pork, bro. No, I don't eat pork. So this don't have nothing to do with me.
My heart is stopping. Don't get us wrong. Other nations indulge in swine just as much, if not more, than Americans. So why doesn't the U.S. export scores of succulent bacon-bearing boars? Well, it turns out America adds a lot of chemicals during processing. Ractopamine in particular is used in many pig farms to raise porkier porkers. Ractopamine, which we put a dash of in a lot of foods, has been banned in 160 countries, which all consider the drug unsafe for human consumption. This in turn...
So you mean to tell me everything that we eat is unfit for human consumption? Everything we eat
has led to a prohibition considered the drug.
And why are they talking about? Well, let me read this. What is ractopamine give during last weeks of animal's life? Speeds up animals' metabolism, makes livestock larger and leaner. They giving pigs drugs, bro.
Foods has been banned in 160 countries, which all consider the drug
We
unsafe
eating
for human
drug-infested
consumption.
pigs?
This in turn has led to a prohibition of pork exports across the world. The EU hasn't touched the stuff since outlawing ractopamine in 2009. China and Russia have been ractopamine-less since 2013. Maybe that's because ractopamine has the same effects as an intoxicant on humans, and can cause tachycardia, headaches, and muscle spasms if consumed in large enough quantities. But it is a small price to pay for a perfect piece of the pork.
Chicken?
Hygiene in America often comes down to dousing stuff in a chlorine bath and calling it FDA approved, and chicken is no exception. Pathogen reduction treatments, or PRTs, refer to the use of different chemicals to destroy harmful microbes on raw meat. Somewhere along the line, American food regulators decided a quick chlorine shock was the best way to kill salmonella and other bacteria on uncooked poultry. Chlorine marinade. And look, it's not that the EU is against taking a long gulp from the public pool now and then. In fact, the risks posed by chlorine consumption are relatively low. The bigger concern is that the chlorine baths are just an eye-burning band-aid on a larger problem. The tip of the beak, so to speak. They're worried that the PRTs are insufficient to deal with more than just the normal bacteria, and don't get at a potential contamination from things like low-quality feed to unsanitary coops on farms. The EU called the chlorine rinse an easy fix, arguing no chemical rinse will ever remove all bacteria from meat heavily contaminated as a result of poor hygiene. That hurts extra to hear it from the French.
I heard about Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew is the closest any soft drink has come to being fully weaponized. But did you know in Austria and Norway the soda is outright banned? That's because Mountain Dew's signature Chernobyl radiant hue comes from tartrazine, also known as yellow 5. And if your ADHD hasn't kicked in yet, you'll remember that color and number from the Skittles section earlier. It's been linked to headaches, hyperactivity, and the desire to be annoying to other people. Ironically,
What? The desire to be annoying to other people? What does that even mean? You mean to tell me they giving us foods that make you be annoying? Y'all making humans be annoying, bro. They're literally drugging us. That's drugs. And how do you even find a drug to make somebody annoying? What? I'm genuinely scared of the USA. I'm scared. Chat, I'm scared. Where do I live at? Every time I react to an EU video on this channel, it blows my mind. Where do I live, bro?
the qualities that make Mountain Dew a soda non gratis in other countries is exactly what the brand promotes. A frenetic, over-caffeinated lifestyle. Do the do. Baja Blast. Woo-hoo. And
Baja
while you might
Blast
be able
pretty
to
good,
find
though.
Mountain Dew in Europe,
And I heard Mountain Dew make your teeth black if you drink too much.
hit a little different. That's because Europe spent exactly 2 years in the 90s riding the dew before discontinuing it. What is being sold as Mountain Dew in the EU has a recipe closer to the original carbonated beverage, as created by Tennessee beverage bottlers Barney and Ollie Hartman in the 1940s. The original Mountain Dew was meant as a whiskey mixer, with a name coming from the affectionate Scottish term for moonshine. It'll tickle your innards, is what the old ads used to read. No lies detected here.
Yahoo! Mountain Dew!
Yo. Little Debbie? Oh, stop playing.
Little Debbie has been
It probably
providing-
do, though. It probably do. Because Little Debbie be having some crazy... They be having some crazy stuff. All types of chocolate and all these flavors. Yeah. It makes sense.
Little Debbie has been providing Americans with comfort snack food since the 1960s, with their variety of zebra cakes, star crunches, nutty bars, fudge rounds, and cosmic brownies.
They do
But
be
their big
good,
claim
though.
to
I can't
fame, as
lie.
anyone who has ever had their lunch packed by a parent can attest, is the Little Debbie Swiss Rolls, a mixture of rich chocolate cake and butter creamy filling.
I ain't gonna lie, it is good. So let me tell you, have y'all ever had this before? Y'all have to try at least once, because it's amazing. But it's terrible for you. But it's good, though. It's gonna be good. Now, when I was a kid, I used to love it. You know, I can't eat this now. Like, I'm not eating no zebra cake and all this stuff. You know, I actually care about my health, and I actually care about not being a big back and a fat ass. Okay? So I don't try to eat chocolate and all this too much. So, back when I was a kid, though, I definitely did. And it's good. And every once in a while, you know, I eat it again. You know? Everything in life is about moderation. And it's about how much you're doing something. And if it's affecting you. If I work out every day, run every day, eat healthy every day, and to decide to eat a Little Debbie brownie, I'm going to be okay. Okay? Now, if I do that and then turn around and eat brownies and cookies every single day for 6 months, for a year, then we got a problem. Okay? But once every 6 months, once every year, you feel me? It's not that bad. So I do encourage y'all to try it. You know, it's good. Can't lie. It's definitely good. But I really want to try your guys' food.
And their lunch
more than
pack
anything.
by a parent can attest, is the Little Debbie Swiss Rolls, a mixture of rich chocolate cake and butter-creamy filling. Over 900 million cartons of Little Debbie products are shipped each year, but none of those cartons go anywhere
Cream
near
pies,
Austria
boy.
or Norway.
Look at this. That's what I'm saying. Look at this, yo. Yo, Little Debbie low-key goated, ain't it? I ain't know Little Debbie was back in the day, 1960s. Little Debbie low-key goated. I can't lie, Little Debbie. They got pecan spin wheels. This is literally made for fat people, bro. Honey buns. Ooh, the honey buns be getting them. Oatmeal cream pie. Muffins. Marshmallow supreme. Mini frosted donuts. Swiss rolls. Banana pudding rolls. They got banana pudding rolls. I never knew about that. They got white chocolate chip cakes. They give you mini size of cakes. Donut sticks. Footballs. You can eat a football. They want you to buy it. Look, they smart. This is what I'm talking about. USA is smart. They want you to buy this stuff and use it during a game. Okay, so you buy, first of all, you're going to buy a house. Okay, so you're going to give us money that way. You're in debt. Okay. Then you're going to buy a TV. Okay. Then you're going to buy cable. Then you're going to buy the Super Bowl. Right? Then you're going to go to the Target or go to this store and get all the Super Bowl parade party. You know, you're going to throw a party at your house, a watch party. Then, a part of watch party, you're going to go in this aisle. You trying to decorate it, right? Make it everything look nice for the party. And you're going to get some football cakes. Now people sitting there at the party. Oh, it's a football. Oh, it's a chocolate football. Oh, I want to eat it. Now, like I said, in moderation is cool. If you don't eat no chocolate footballs every day, and then you go to a party and somebody got chocolate footballs and you eat one, it's not going to kill you. But you see the marketing. You see the levels of blueberry cream rolls, cloud cakes, little brownies, marshmallow treats, devil squares, banana twins. Like, I have never seen this many stuff in my life. I didn't know they had this much stuff, bro. It's a whole section just for this.
Blame those rascally additives, yellow 5 and red 40. Swiss rolls contain 32 milligrams of dye per product, and in those quantities, they've been shown to have an adverse effect on children. And we're not just talking about causing hyperactivity, although one study found that cutting all artificial food coloring from diets may be 1/2 as effective as prescribing kids Ritalin. And while we can't prove there's a direct connection between artificial food coloring and cancer, they do cause damage to white blood cells, causing them to mutate after only 3 hours.
So the
Exposure
food that
to
we
these
eat gives you
dyes can
cancer.
cause tumor cells to multiply way more rapidly. For that reason, researchers say a high chronic intake of food colorings throughout the entire
tree
life
cakes
is
for
not
Christmas.
advisable. If only they weren't so delicious. Surprisingly, you can buy Little Debbie's Swiss rolls in the EU, but they come with warning labels advising parents of the potential dangers to kids. You know, like cigarettes.
Wow. And first of all, America would never do that. America would never put warning labels on candy. They would never. That's the last thing they would do. They doing that. At least I like that though. If they gonna sell something bad, at least you know that this is bad. It's telling you it's bad, and you still decide to eat it. Then there you go.
Parents of the potential dangers to kids. You know, like cigarettes.
Wow, I remember this cereal.
When you hear the words banned breakfast cereal, you're probably imagining one of the countless kid-focused brands of sugary morsels, like the oh-so-delicious Cookie Crisp. So you might be surprised to learn that it's actually Special K, the most boring cereal on all of the earth, that has been banned in Denmark and discouraged in the EU.
Wow.
How does the healthiest box of flakes on the shelf get banned? While stuff like Reese's Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch continue to enjoy free passage.
Right.
Ironically, because of its supposed health benefits. In the UK, Special K has been put on blast by the Advertising Standards Authority for exaggerating how much folic acid they pack into portions. Though it's still legal to buy in Europe, Denmark has completely banned Special K since 2004 for all its fortified vitamins and minerals. Regulators argue that Kellogg's cereal's unnaturally high levels of everything from vitamin A to zinc actually qualify Special K as a genetically modified organism, or GMO. More specifically, Special K is swole with the same artificial compounds that studies have shown to potentially pose health risks, specifically to children and pregnant women. In conclusion, you may want to stick with crunch berries.
Steak?
You don't need to take a transcontinental flight to visit countries that have banned American foods. Just drive up to the Canadian border, flash your passport, and sign an affidavit saying you're not smuggling any steak tartare in your trunk. Today, consuming raw meat has fallen out of fashion in the US, much like other foods like veal and pate, which don't make you sick but might make you sad. But while baby cow and overstuffed goose liver is illegal in parts of America now, tartare is not. See, while veal and pate may be uncool, they are also served hot, unlike tartare, which is chopped up cold meat, straight from the cow. Undercooked or raw foods can lead to an increase in food poisoning and parasitic infections, especially in beef and poultry. But considering how fancy pants steak tartare is, Titanic food one might say, you'd think countries might look the other way and let the luxury delicacy slide. And for a long time they did. In Canada, meat has to reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit, the equivalent of a medium rare steak, in order to be considered safe to serve. But those rules aren't strictly enforced. That is, until recently. In 2021, restaurant owners in New Brunswick selling steak tartare were all served cease and desist letters. Canadian public health officials had decided that amid the ongoing health crisis of COVID-19, the last thing their citizens needed was a side order of botulism.
Coca-Cola? Whoa.
Is there anything more American than Coca-Cola? The
Yes,
fizz,
it is, huh?
the flavor, the former secret ingredient, cocaine. Coke is basically apple pie in beverage form. And
Apple
it's
pie?
not just Americans who are cuckoo for Coke. Invented by a pharmacist in 1886 Georgia,
1886?
Coca-Cola quickly caught on overseas. It was the World War II GI's drink of choice.
What?
Pre-pandemic, Coca-Cola had 500 brands in over 200 countries, making it the best-selling soft drink and one of the most recognizable brands of all time. But there will always be exceptions, and unlike the other entries on the list, for once it has nothing to do with health concerns. Everybody knows that Coke is not good for you. We just decided collectively that we don't care. No, the countries that have outlawed the brand have done so because of what it represents, a symbol of the encroachment of American capitalism. From 1962 to 2011, the US banned sales of Coke to Burma as part of sanctions against the military junta that ruled the country until 2011. It resumed sales in the country in 2012. Today, Coca-Cola is only unavailable in 2 countries with long-term trade embargoes with the US. North Korea hasn't allowed Coke since 1950, and the bubbly beverage has been banned in Cuba since Fidel Castro seized supplies in 1962. First the prequels, now Coke. Is there anything that can't be ruined by the federalization of trade taxation? In a twist of irony and lime, Cuba was actually one of the first bottlers of the beverage outside of America. Today, Cuba Cola has replaced Coke as the country's soft drink of choice, though black market sales abound. After all, it is the birthplace of the Cuba Libre, aka the rum and Coke.
M&M's? Bro, what is happening?
M&M's, the delicious melt-in-your-mouth, not-in-your-hand snacks, were originally a collaboration between the Scion sons of the Mars and Hershey dynasties in 1941. Like Coca-Cola, M&M's gained international fans during World War II, as American soldiers popularized the candy overseas as the chocolate that won't get your trigger finger all sticky. But you won't find the candy in Sweden, where it's banned due to a trademark conflict with a popular national candy that also features lowercase m's as its signature. When Mars introduced the candy to Sweden in 2009, a court ruled its marketing too similar to that of the Norwegian Marabous, which resemble Kit Kats. During World War I, Marabou had moved its manufacturing to its Swedish neighbors, where it received a royal warrant of appointment by the King of Sweden. And here we thought the Swiss were the chocolate snobs. Should you want to check out what the fuss is all about, Marabou's is sold in IKEA stores here in the US. Well, at least it's good to know that M&Ms don't contain any harmful dyes or chlorine residue, right?
Right, I'm about to say.
That's a pretty important victory for hard-shelled chocolate.
I was
So
gonna say,
what
okay,
do you
okay.
think? Which of these banned
All right,
foods
all right,
sounds
all
the
right.
most...
Okay, all right. I like this. I'm so glad that we're learning more about this stuff. I actually like this channel as well. Let me know if you want more like food videos and stuff like that. This is a great video. I'm not gonna lie. I could watch this on my downtime. Anyways, though, hit the like button, hit that sub button. I love y'all. We out.